Hey everyone, it's Rita here. So I was just thinking that sometimes I get asked, what's the difference between lavender and lavender peace? So a lot of people say, well, I've got lavender, the oil here, and there's this other one that's called lavender peace. Why do I need that? What's the difference, etc. So lavender peace is a blend. It contains lavender, but it's actually got some other oils in here too. And I love lavender for so many things. We use it for skin and wounds and burns and bites and all that kind of stuff. It's such a first aid type one. So lavender, I think every home should have, like literally within arm's reach at all times. We actually use that quite a lot, and it's got a lot of gentle calming properties to itself. Okay, so lavender on its own is an amazingly powerful oil. This one you can actually use in your food for flavoring. So this is one that can be used. It can be really nice in cakes and things like that. I'm not a huge, I don't tend to use it much in my cooking. I don't cook a lot with sweet things anyway to use it. But I know that you can also make like a lavender lemonade too. So this one can be used for a bit of flavoring. The lavender peace. Why would you need lavender peace if you've got lavender? Lavender peace has a combination of lavender and another selection of oils that are quite calming. So there's some floral and also some tree oils in there. So we've got in lavender peace, if you happen to order from America, it will be called Serenity. So Serenity and lavender peace are the same blend, okay? They're just called different things because often when doTERRA brings out a name of an oil and they want to bring it into another country, if there's already an oil or a product that is used similarly with the name already, they can't come out. So for example, Deep Blue, in Australia we have Deep Heat. So in Australia it's called Ice Blue, so that it's not coming into that trademark infringement. So we have lavender peace here, and this one includes lavender, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang-ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla bean extract, and Hawaiian sandalwood. Now, all of those oils are extremely calming, and you've got a combination here of herbs and florals and wood oils, and this has been put together by aromatherapists who know what they're doing. Not only does it smell like chocolate, so I think at the end you smell it and there's this sweetness. I don't know whether it's the vanilla bean extract that's in there as well that just gives it this sweetness afterwards, and you can almost taste the chocolate on the tip of your tongue. Do not taste this one. This is not one to use for flavoring. But the difference you've got when you just use a lavender oil, when I don't like saying just, if you're only using just the lavender oil, it has a lot of properties itself, and some people will find that is extremely powerful for them and it works really well. For me personally, I'm a highly sensitive person, and I often find that lavender is not overly calming for me. It's not enough. I almost go the other way. I don't find it quite soothing. It has helped me if I've been clenching my jaw. If haven't done this for a long time, if I'm overly stressed and thinking, I tend to clench my jaw, and using some lavender along my jaw would often help with that. For me, lavender peace is something that just brings a whole sense of calming that often can be associated with feeling overburdened and overworked and overstressed. We find that it works amazingly well, particularly with Toby. So he's our 10-year-old boy, and he can sometimes feel a bit overburdened with what's going on and taking responsibility of things. And this for him is just like lavender doesn't do the same thing. So it's a combination of these herbs and florals and wood oils in here that for him helps to take away a lot of that sense of responsibility. He's 10, he doesn't have much to be responsible for, but he feels a lot of that and takes a lot of that on and gets quite stressed. So those anxious moments that come because you're feeling overburdened and overworked and whatever's going on, this works really well. So in regards to the emotional side that they help with, you've got lavender, which is the oil of communication and calm. So they've both got a general calming effect to them. So they will help with calming in most cases. Some people will find they can both work interchangeably for sleep and just helping to really calm things down. So lavender is the oil of communication and calm. So emotionally, it can help with feeling blocked communication, a fear of rejection, feeling tense and racing thoughts, emotional dishonesty, hiding, fear of self-disclosure, feeling unseen, unheard, unloved, or insecure. So that's when you would use your lavender in those moments where you feel like you can't get your voice across, you can't share your feelings, you feel restricted, and it's almost, I've had people who have kind of lost their voice in times where they've had to go and speak, and they've got this belief about themselves that they're not worthy and what they've got to share is not important. And I'll sometimes use this too if I need to get my message across. Using your lavender and over your throat can be really powerful and an emotional way to support that. Lavender Peace, on the other hand, it's also a calming one. So it's the oil of tranquility. So it's a restful blend. This one will help with those feelings when you're stressed, emotional overload, agitated, restless, anxious, and disconnected. So this one can also be really powerful emotionally with anger, to help if you're feeling really angry and just overwhelmed, and the anger's coming from a sense of overwhelm. Use your Lavender Peace. It's extremely calming, and we've had times when Toby particularly might be in a moment where he can't control what's going on emotionally, and we can put he can't think through it, he can't speak through it, and he's just so caught up in that feeling of overwhelm and emotions. We've been able to use our Lavender Peace, and he's been able to communicate through that, so that anxiousness has kind of subsided in whatever moment. There was one time when he fell off a bike. We've had it a few times, and the Lavender Peace for him is just extremely powerful. So lavender doesn't tend to have that same effect on him, because we do have those extra, things like vetiver and cedarwood that are extremely calming, grounding oils. You've got something that has this extra kick to it, per se. So I wouldn't be without either of these. Our most used oil in the house is probably almost lavender, after lemon and wild orange and balance. Lavender on its own is extremely, extremely powerful for so many different things. As far as just helping in those emotional, overwhelming times, this is what we draw to, the Lavender Peace, because it has things in there that are going to really transform the way you're feeling, and the way you can just smell this in from a bottle. And a great way to do this is to get your Lavender Peace. This is so quick. You can I can smell that as soon as I've taken the lid off. You can just like this, but a really powerful way is to rub it in your hands, because often the friction will help the oils to disperse a lot better. Like they'll come out almost like a vaporizer, diffuser from your hands. So that heat and that friction, and breathing it in and taking a moment and teaching to breathe in and breathe out. So 5 seconds in, hold for 5 seconds, and breathe out for 5 seconds. And teaching that and using those oils will help to imprint a calming response in situations, and you can help to retrain your brain and your emotional state to be a lot calmer in situations. So I suggest both of them. I suggest your lavender very much for your first aid kit, and using it on a daily basis for the bumps and bruises and things like that happen. Lavender Peace for me is very much a sleep support and also emotional support, and it's part of the mood management kit as well. So they're the differences that I have with them. I absolutely love both of them. I think they're extremely powerful. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll get back to them when I get the notification. See ya.